We're now recording. Great. So let me just get a handle on this. Oh, what happened there? We'll check. Here we go. So we're just about ready to start, I think. Right. Now, hi Keith and everyone. Welcome back to the 25th week, third year of the spiritual journey. This week we will be continuing with the theme of reincarnation and flat earth views. We have just watched a video of mysterious reincarnation stories. So what do you think of those stories?
Well, I think they're doubtful, but you need to, how they were composed, children that are prompted probably, but then they not have been prompted. It used to be interesting how they were actually made without any previous preparation. Anyway, they weren't schooled.
Right. Okay. So you're staying on the side of the skeptic, really.
Yes.
Good for you. Good for you. Take everything with a pinch of salt. Okay. So now I'd like to point out two clues that may suggest reincarnation is probable.
Well,
probable. Okay.
No, can I just ask, could you define reincarnation? What is it?
What is reincarnation? It's the return of
after death.
After death, yes. It's the return of the entity of your true self back to another body and living in another body. But there are many different types of reincarnation. Oh, right. Yes. So without actually going into all the different types, yes, without going into 15 different types of reincarnation.
It inhabits someone else's body. A woman's body comes back as a baby.
Comes back as a baby.
So without the interference of a man, sperm, that's how it happens. It's almost like Virgin Mary.
No, there's got to be there's got to be a sperm and an ovum. Oh. Yes, that creates a new body. Yes, and then once that fetus, that very tiny fetus, is very small, then the entity which you are, yes, which is passed from one life, can move into that new body, and during 9 months, it can inhabit every cell of that body, and so when it's born, that's a new you.
Yeah, but the new you come back again when I die. I'm reincarnated. I've been a fetus and grown up.
Yes.
And then I die.
Yes.
And then did it start again?
Then it starts again, yes.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. So you have another chance, if you like. Yes. I like to think according to God's plan. God, the Creator, has a plan, and so you come back according to His plan.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the way I look at it. Anyway, I'd like to point out two clues that may suggest. We're just going to have to pause there. Oh. Hang on, with this. Oh, what's it? Oh. Right. So, Keith had to answer the telephone. So, I'd like to point out two clues that may suggest reincarnation probable.
Right.
Yes. First is the theory concerning reincarnation. There is what we call the gender jumper stage.
The what?
The gender jumper stage.
The jumper.
The gender jumper, yes. Where a man or a woman returns in a body of the opposite sex.
Oh.
Yes. So they may feel somewhat queer. Yeah. I mean, if you came back as a woman, perhaps you'd feel a bit queer. Yes. That's one part of one part of reincarnation. So by the tuning fork method, these people would tune into the reality of their past lives and have a very strong feeling of being a different sex of that of the physical body they now find themselves in. I once met a man who said he was a woman, and perhaps in his last life he was a woman.
Yeah,
Right?
that's getting a bit strange.
What? Queer, yes, a bit queer. Right. So, secondly, you can research this yourself.
Yeah.
There are birthmarks on newborn babies, missing fingers, etc.
Right.
Yes. Now, this could signify injuries sustained before death in the last life. Yes.
And what sort of injury?
Well, perhaps someone has had been shot in the last life,
Right.
and there's a birthmark where the bullet entered, or a stab wound, or cut their fingers off.
Oh,
Yeah.
They blew their head off.
Maybe there's some sort of scar.
Right.
And you can watch videos on that part as well. Yeah. There's different videos. So that's two things. So another consideration is I went to the Mind and Body Fair in Bristol.
Ooh.
Yeah. I think it was about 1984. There were many different stalls at this fair. One stall attracted my attention. They had developed a technique called crystal photography, where they take photographs through a crystal. And what is seen on the photo, the aura that surrounds the person, and what it contains electromagnetically or spiritually. Yes. Wow. They had a book, a photo album full of pictures they had taken in the past years.
Photos of people with auras.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. So have we got some?
Well.
Or
oh yes, auras. Yes.
photographs through crystal.
Yes. Photographing through a crystal, and they could in the photograph you could see the aura of the person, and certain things that were in the aura. Yes. Now I don't have any photos or anything. I just have memories of this. Now, they had a book, so I let them take my photo and aura. The big surprise for the lady clairvoyant reading my photo and the cameraman, because the cameraman was just as well versed, was that my aura was filled with many colours.
Oh.
And in all her photos, she'd never seen this. Yes. However, these colours were something myself and some other people I knew could see with their own eyes. Yes.
Right.
For me, that proved the validity of this technique. They could see my coat of many colours with crystal clear photography. In that same photo.
Why haven't you got a copy?
It was back in 1984, and I've lost the photo. Yeah. I tried to find out the people that had taken it, but it was impossible to find them, or to go back to that. But so that's just a memory. So you can take my word for it or not. That's completely up to you. So, like I said, in that same photo and in the second photo they took, could be seen the spirit face, a side view of an ancient Egyptian sporting a mental tube. Yes, with the face of an ancient Egyptian. Yes. Now, his face comprised of many different smaller Egyptian faces, which now I consider to be, or possibly could be, all his past lives in one face. This greater face, we could see, could then be termed as his greater self. Now, for me, at the time, and now, that is proof not only of the aura, but that spirits can live on after the death of the physical body. So one small step away for man, that reincarnation is possible. I wrote this in my book, some of which you have seen, Keith. Yes. I also got a written statement from a man who was with me that day, that those events are true. Yes. So and what does it say in the Bible about a witness? Yes, if you got a witness, then it's supposed to be true. Yes.
Well, no.
Okay,
And
not necessarily.
Came to Jesus' trial. No, just pages. Support the creed.
Right. Okay. So, a question for you, Keith. Have you ever had dreams where you are flying like Superman, or whizzing through the air like Batman?
Not quite. I've had dreams where I'm moving around in a place I don't quite recognise, or a place I do recognise. Some of it's memory, memory of actual events in the past. Some is a made-up sort of story, made up in the sense of more than one character. Some of whom I recognise and some I don't.
Okay. So the first thing to consider is, where do we come from? And many will say we came from the stars, stardust. That was used to form the planet billions of years ago. Yes. So, Mike, how can you prove that or disprove that? Billions of years is such a big number. You can't fathom it. So you either believe it or you don't. Yes. Now that is a nice way of looking at it. That all the Earth material is formed from stardust. Yeah, that's a possibility, you could say. However, that is if you believe in the heliocentric model, where we live on a spinning planet. Yeah. I'd like to consider another possibility seen from the flat Earth theory. The Earth was formed by sound, the sound produced by the Word of God, the Creator. Yes, as it says in the Bible. Yes. In that word was contained all the laws and designs necessary to produce a force field, and at the center of this electromagnetic force field sphere is a flat and level plane called the plane of inertia, on which the Creator has stamped his or her seal, noted in the Bible as Job 38.14. The earth takes shape like clay under a seal. Its features stand out like those of a garment from this design is created in DNA physical bodies that need to come alive, so they need a soul or a core. This real self core comes from the stars. However, with the flat Earth theory, the stars are not suns, burning balls of gas millions of miles away, but reflections of light frequencies produced by our spiritual creation at the center of the spore field. Yes? Mm-hmm. And the center of the plane of inertia. Now, not forgetting the dome in the Bible. Yes? And Genesis 6, and God said, let there be a dome in the midst of the waters, and let it separate the waters from the waters. Yes? So God made the dome and separated the waters that were under the dome from the waters that were above the dome. And it was so. God called the dome sky, and there was evening, and there was morning, the second day. Right. So what we'll do is we'll finish there for today. Yes. There is one other thing I'd like to point out today, that Keith, you finished your 3rd year. Yes. So well done. Today you get your certificate. Yes.
Sure.
And an envelope. Okay, so I'll give you your certificate in just a minute, and we'll say goodbye from there. Yes, and so you can have a look at your certificate. So bye for now. Bye from me, and bye from Keith. Okay, so there we go. So until next year, the 4th year. Bye for now.